just to see.
I'm going to see that mommy. Hey, mommy.
Okay, come on.
So
yesterday you
Oh,
did
wow.
the Thai food, yes?
Mm.
And today,
Yeah.
Vietnamese food. Siya ng basil.
Lavender smells great.
That's lavender.
Almost as good as my fingers. Okay. So, in the back tradition, folks, here are some.
Yay!
Here
Yum,
are some
yum.
I picked earlier. Even the cat wants to eat my food. Lots of basil growing in the garden here. I don't know why it's running around it. I've got chili on my fingers. So here's a typical basil leaf that I'm going to be using, and also to keep the view good. Red chili. This is just a small one. If you want to know how hot these are, you can just break it off here. And I need someone just to taste. Could you stick that on your tongue, please?
Why don't you do it to yourself? Yeah.
That's pretty hot. But I'll put this one in anyway. And
Okay, that's the lemongrass.
lemongrass that we can just
Ayan.
pick off a piece.
Kumuha na siya guys kanina kaso
Chopped up finely.
kumuha pa siya ng konting ilang dahon.
But there we go. Lemongrass, chili, basil.
Kuya, peanut.
Wait, then. Yeah, wait. There we go.
Alden! Stand up there.
So, today we're going to do what I'm going to term Vietnamese inspired stir-fried ground pork. It was going to be teriyaki chicken, but there was a problem with the chicken. Namely that in fact the chicken turned out to be pork, such is life. So,
Okay, so this is his ingredients. What's that?
red chilies from the garden plus green chilies, chopped up lemongrass, sliced onion, and
Ginger.
ginger. That's the first thing we're going to cook with. Here's the ground pork. Ground pork.
Okay.
Lots and lots of garlic.
Garlic.
1 bell pepper. This should be cilantro, which is coriander, but we don't have any
Yan
growing.
yung basil.
So I'm doing basil substitute. Salt, black pepper to taste, oil for cooking, soy sauce, fish sauce, Japanese rice wine I'm using, sugar, and
Sugar.
this is actually this is the juice of, guess what?
Lemon.
No.
Calamansi.
Yes. So I'm using calamansi juice because it should be lime juice. It's a good substitute. I should actually also have, a lot of people use corn starch and water to make a paste. I might do it later to thicken up what they're cooking. Personally, I don't see why you should use, I've never understood why people want to use cornstarch. It doesn't make sense to me. There you go.
Ay. Wala mo na.
We're going to go a shade under medium.
Ay po.
And one of the, I haven't looked up to see the answer to this, but one of the things you'll notice is different things are cooked in different ways. Sometimes you'll be frying the ginger with the garlic, Other times you do the garlic, then the ginger. Different ways of doing it. Some things are done first sometimes, some things are done differently other times. What's...
Ang nakakaalas mo mag may toddler. Ano? Ha? Doon ka nga! Ang kulit ka yan.
What's different? Now, again, I can't really... There must be a good explanation for this. I'm not sure what it is.
Makulit.
But basically, in this case, we're going to be doing things a bit differently. So while I'm waiting for this to go, it's about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Again, 2 tablespoons. It should really be 1 light soy sauce, 1 dark soy sauce. This is fish sauce. Quite a bit of fish sauce there. A little bit more than we used last time. And this is rice wine. It's Japanese rice wine. I would have probably preferred to use Chinese rice wine. That's about a tablespoon.
Galing magtansya.
It's taken me years to work out how to do it without knowing what's there. And this is, as you can see, a lot of pork here. Really is a lot of pork.
Alden, nandito ka na naman.
Salt and pepper to taste. I don't know.
Mukhang patay yung ilaw.
Salt and pepper to taste.
Alden, isa.
So we're going to put in, this is cracked pepper, I think about, you know.
What is that light off again?
We might call that a very generous pink. Now this meat is supposed to cook up for round about
Where's the second?
until it...
Stop playing this.
On.
This meat is
Alden,
basically...
bumaba ka dyan,
This meat's going to be cooked. Now I'm going to put the heat up to about medium again. The number of factors that go into this are unbelievable. It depends on the heat of your burner. Depends on how quickly the heat conducts through your frying pan. So there are lots of factors which play into how it works. So if a recipe says, oh, cook on medium heat for 5 minutes, medium heat may not be enough. Medium heat may be too much. So really, it's a question of trying to use your own judgment as to what you think constitutes cooked. But always with meat, you are better to slightly, unless you've ordered a medium rare steak, when it's not your problem to cook it, you are always best to slightly overcook meat rather than undercook it, because of health reasons. So while that's bubbling away, I'm going to figure out what to do next. I'm going to get myself a little bit of corn flour. I wouldn't normally do this, but why not? Sorry, cornstarch. Lots more delicious when I have the things I really need. So this is the cornstarch. As I say, I don't personally, it's not something I personally wish to use, but let's give it a whirl today. Okay. At this point I probably lose the entire packet somewhere, but such is life. So a little bit of cornstarch in here. It's not too much. Cornstarch, this is just to thicken it. Personally, I don't think it's going to need thickening, but we can prepare that when we're a bit closer to the time. Now, our meat should be probably, ideally coming close to browning. Now, you'll see constant references in Thai and Vietnamese cooking to having your meat browned. But I don't cook often enough to do this. But if you are out in the streets maybe Thailand, you will see some, I say old lady, probably in her 60s or older, with a small burner, and when the LPG is on, it sounds like a rocket. We'll fire it up and cook this in a minute or two and the meat will be brown, but that's someone who knows what they're doing and is doing it day after day, probably tens and hundreds of people, and they probably know exactly what they're doing. In this case, I am going to be reusing this for the meat when it comes out. I don't have a timer in here. If you're really paranoid about your cooking, you could probably buy yourself a timer to give you 4 minutes, which is going to be too short, but at least after that you know you're going to be keeping an eye on your meat. And you can see that it's probably just at the point now where it's starting to, I would say, get a hint of brownness to it. So I think that's okay, that's normal. Now is the point where I have to put this into a bowl without spilling it. As I say, some things are cooked one way, some things are cooked another way. In this case, the meat is cooked first. I don't know why. I guess there's a good reason for it. But in fact, the ingredients are pretty much they're not the same as we had in the Thai pork and basil, but there are some similarities. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my pan back on here. I'm going to add a bit of oil this to get things going again. Put my heat back to medium, and actually that's more like medium. The pan is already hot, so what goes in now is lemongrass, onion and ginger, and the chilli. All go in together, and we're going to cook this for a couple of minutes, or until I panic and add some water.
Add some water?
Only if I think it's going to
Add some water.
Again, the meat was cooked on probably a full medium heat. I have this as what I would call a light medium heat, because as I would always say, you do not want something to burn, because if it burns you're going to be back to the very beginning and you don't want that. Personally, I don't think that's hot enough, so let's just put in another red chilli here from the garden. It's fairly hot on its own. You can just put that onto your, break that off and put it on your tongue. You know it's new. So I'm putting a bit of water, just because there was just a hint of something cooking a bit better than it should have done. So now we're going to add the garlic. That's about six cloves.
The chili.
And now we're adding the garlic and the red pepper. This is going to go around here for another minute or two. Just soften it up. You can, again, if you're someone's cooking for you in Thailand, the smell of the things that
stop that.
is really something. So you can see that the ingredients are kind of similar, but the order we're cooking them in is quite different. That's really shouldn't be a surprise that many dishes have similar ingredients with variations. So this has the ginger and the lemongrass. Again, I'm just a little bit. Okay, I'm probably going to add them. I'm going to add my meat back now. I'm going to turn the heat to low for a minute just to buy myself a bit of time. So you can. The smell of this is really rather nice. So I'm going to make myself a little bit of cornstarch here. I don't think I need it, but hey, some people will say you do to thicken the sauce. There is no sauce, so how can you thicken it? Instead I'm going to add a bit more water. Mainly because I'm more concerned about this burning. You know, no matter how much liquid you have, you can always heat it to remove some of it. Although, in theory, you don't want to be cooking this for any longer than you need to, because it's supposed to be a fresh dish. So back to my medium, which will just help me take off the little bit of that water there. So I can't believe I'm doing this. We have a little bit of honey, but not as much as I would like. So we're going to sprinkle in some sugar. Who knows why? And then we're going to pour in our sauce.
Stop making it faster. Stop making it faster.
And then we're going to let this heat up nicely and stir in our sauce. So, while this is bubbling away nicely, I need to find a plate. Unfortunately, the plate I need has not been washed up by the person who had lunch earlier today on it.
Alden, stop playing.
Hello.
You need to be very careful, Alden.
Alden.
What?
Right, I'm going back to medium with low with my heat. It's doing nicely.
George. Stop it there. Don't play that.
So, at this point, you're probably thinking, well, are we still cooking? And the answer is, I'm going to put the cornstarch in. I don't think we need it. I don't know why we're using it, but hey. I don't normally use this, but this time I'm willing to. Cornstarch to thicken up the sauce. Back to my medium. You'll see I like to play around with it.
Alden, ano ba? Ang likot naman itong bugwit na to.
So you can see that this is thickening up a little bit. Not that I'm really worried about that. And then we're going to add, this should have been cilantro, which is really chopped up coriander, which we don't have. Unfortunately. And the next thing is calamansi. Fortunately, I remembered to be careful because of the seeds. Now we can turn the heat off. Give this a good stir until it's cooked through. I should say cooked through until everything's mixed in. So this is, this is really ground pork. kind of Vietnamese style. So while that settles for a minute, the ingredients were probably half a kilo of pork. There's more than that here. A good inch cubed of ginger, finely chopped. 2 lemongrass stalks. I'm a little under on my 2 lemongrass stalks. I'm a little under on my lemongrass, chopped very finely. Chilies, as much as you like really. I put 3 small and a green one in. Garlic, we used 6 fairly good sized cloves today, and small onion very thinly sliced. Sauce was soy sauce, fish sauce, rice wine vinegar.
Are you done?
Sugar added in, ground pepper and salt. So here we are. Yesterday's was an enormous success. I expect nothing less, of course. And now we're going to serve it.
And then?
And really, what you'll often find is that the tastes are actually very different. And that's the beauty of these things. Is this has ginger in, for example. It doesn't have the oyster sauce in. It has a little bit of calamansi juice. I could fry an egg to put on top of this. Do you want fried egg?
Sure.
So, back with the heat. As normal, I have a problem with these. So let's go back to medium. A bit more oil. And we're going to see if my egg frying skills have improved. I suspect not, but such is life. Oops, no. I need, well, I'm hopefully, I watch people, you know, crack eggs in one hand, crack eggs
Can you wash the egg, please?
You know, people crack eggs in ways that I don't know how they do it. These eggs, as I say, I think are just exceptionally fresh. That's part of the problem. And the result is when you crack it, as I do, I either don't crack it hard enough, or I crack it too hard. And the problem with cracking it too hard, as you can see, is you tend to end up with a bit of egg on the outside of the pan that then burns, which is not what you want. Yes, Angela, I will. Somebody else might need to.
Angela! I want an egg! I want to eat.
Well, you're in the right place at the right time.
Move there. Hawak na egg.
You would not want this egg, Angela, because it's in a pan which is extremely spicy.
Oops.
Angela, please, when you're cooking. Now, I'm going to wash up my plate. I'm not sure what to do with my cornstarch. As that goes down the sink, it doesn't block it. So again, great thing about this dish is pretty much everything is already finished and put away. That burning smell of the egg. Remember, this water should help steam the top of the egg so it doesn't burst. So we're going to go down to low heat. Salt back here. The other ingredients. Cheers. I prefer something a little stronger than tap water, such as mine. It's fried around the edges. This one is probably. What we can see, the yolk is perfectly formed, and the frying pan is going to have to be washed for Angela. I'll be relinquishing my role as the chief egg cooker because, as I said before, I that you know the chances about my version cooking. While that's standing there, I'll just wash off the spatula. Wooden spatulas are always great. I don't know why. Probably because if you have a non-stick pan, you really need a wooden spatula. Inspired ground.
Vietnamese?
Inspired, yes.
Oh my god, you're too sweating.
Well.
Okay, Vietnamese daw to guys. Kahapon, Thai food. Ngayon naman, Vietnamese.
Yes, wait.
Very small plate of rice. So your mum doesn't get too big. That's the too big, by the way. Yeah, I'm just going to put a little here. Excuse my fingers, but they are clean. So here we go. It's important that we get the best shot. So eat up. I haven't tried it at all, but I can do just to see.
I'm going to see Mommy. Hey, Mommy.
Okay, come on. So yesterday you
Oh,
did
wow.
the Thai food, yes? And today, Vietnamese food.
There's actually.
What did you have, man? You have. What are you gonna eat?
Water.
I'm letting you try it. You might not like it. Wait.
Daddy.
2 hands. You can really. Again, it's surprisingly not hot at the moment, and the lemongrass you can taste it.
You want to try Alden?
What? No, I don't want to try it.
Okay, so parang the same lang kahapon, pero mas malasa to ngayon.
You
can tell.
It's almost the same. What's the difference?
It has ginger in it.
Ay, ginger kasi ngayon.
It has very little basil.
Oh, it's cute.
So mas kaunti yung basil.
Why are you eating?
Compare
I'll
kahapon.
take my iPad upstairs.
So it's quite.
Ay, Alden, you need to change your clothes na.
I would describe it as.
Where is my
It's too wet. Come on,
iPad?
take off your clothes. It's
Problem.
too wet.
I would increase the
Can
heat.
I go to their house?
Yes, if you're good. You
Why?
want, you want drink? Huh? This is your favorite drink.
Favorite water?
Yeah.
I would increase the chilies. Double it next time. I would increase the lemongrass. But other than that,
Ano na?
it's about right. I
Mommy,
probably,
we need to eat now.
with hindsight, I probably shouldn't have seasoned the
And
meat
Mommy, I
because,
want
of
to
course,
sit next to
Okay, go.
Mommy.
there's plenty of
Wow,
salt
my
already in
favorite
it.
water.
But
Okay, mind the glass.
there we
Why
go.
this is a glass
And you would
from
never
the
know that it was
water?
calamansi
It
juice in it.
came
Ayun,
from
may calamansi din
from
yan.
the sea.
Kahapon wala.
Instead of
Yes,
lime.
yes.
Came from the sea wet field house.
It has a bit of, the kick is a bit different actually. It's the red chili if you get a small piece.
So when you call this is the
It
Vietnam.
is a small
Vietnam and
chili.
China are joined borders.
These
So when you have land borders, the cooking is probably more regional than by
Mommy, what are
boundaries.
you eating?
So
Because I'm
What
hungry.
there are certain differences in Thai food in particular, but obviously a lot of the ingredients are very much the same. That's why I'm saying that
Careful.
Mommy,
Most
can
of the
you
time.
put it back?
Probably like adobo's here.
Can
could
you
probably
put
cook
it back there? Mommy, put it back.
You could probably cook
Put it
adobo.
back and this. No, I'm finished.
You could cook
No.
adobo 7 days a week, and each one will be different depending on what someone wants to put in it.
Yeah. There.
Everyone will have their own particular take on things. Huh.
Chili.
Feel free to cough on camera.
Chili.
Good. I would say this is ever so slightly sour, and that's because there was a lot more fish sauce in it. And you can taste that. In fact, the difference is yesterday's was sweeter than this, possibly because of the oyster sauce. This is almost a little bit more sour because of more fish sauce, plus a little bit of calamansi juice. But overall, and also you're way down on the basil, because what you would have ideally had is coriander or cilantro. But I can see you're still eating away there. Do you need more rice?
You want more?
No, I can eat all of this. Do you want more rice?
Well, if you want more, I just need a little rice. 4:30 pa lang, guys.
Daddy.
Pero pag umakyat na ako
Mommy.
yan, nakakalimutan ko ng kumain mamaya. Pag-dinner. Ano si Angelina? Kumakain
And here is one we didn't eat earlier.
Oh, watermelon. Kasi busog na ako niyan.
Also, I would say it's the nature of the heat. This heat is clean because of your red chilies. So because the
Medyo
chilies,
na parami yung fish sauce niya.
because the
A bit more
chilies,
fish sauce because it's too salty.
and you can tell the chili taste is very, very clean in this because the chilies are out of the garden. So they are, you know, they're straight off the
Can I
bush.
sit with you, Mommy? Thank you.
Hey,
It's hot. No, it's hot. What? Why is Mommy
Angelo, nagpaluto siya ng egg. Egg lang yung ulam.
No. What is Mommy going to eat? Mommy want to eat.
It's alright, we shared.
Mommy, you want to eat?
Yeah, I didn't put much salt in, but with the
Sharing
soy
is
sauce,
Carrie.
very good.
I'm going to give Mommy this.
I'm too full. I'm full now.
Why you?
My tummy is full.
the same with every meal here. People say, "Oh, yeah, it's okay, just a little bit." No, I'm fine, thank you.
But I'm eating too much all day.
And an hour later, the bowl's empty. And I know it's not the cat because that eats the fish. The thing, as I always say, is you can put in what you want.
So you try.
I would
Do
probably.
you have plan to cook tomorrow again?
I could tomorrow, but I think I like to wait for
Oh
Tuesday.
my God, I get it. You want to cook every day?
Depends on my mood.
Busy na naman kaya ko niyan,
I
guys.
could do-
Kasi, nadami na naman nakapilang performance sila mga chikiting. Si Joan din. Puro modules din siya.
Great for a hot climate, partly because it's high in salt, which is okay if you're sweating a lot.
Vlog ako, tapos medyo tinatamad ako. Dami na naman kasing gagawin. Busy.
And this dish, I don't think anyone would ever freeze food here. But if this is left overnight in a fridge because it's not finished, the flavours only, strangely in a way, almost, I can't say they improve,
Mommy,
but in some ways they
thank
do.
you.
It's really. So this is a little hotter than yesterday, and that's that. There is actually
What?
a green chili.
You want to drink?
Why did you put the water here?
No, that's Daddy and Mommy drink. You want to drink?
No.
Do you like the smell of this? Does it smell nice, but not taste nice, yes? Does this smell nice?
Hmm?
Yeah, I think it's
But you think?
I'll tell you what,
Eh.
you might have to have some fruit afterwards. Oops, there's plenty of that to eat too. That's good. You get 2 meat dishes tonight.
Mommy, go. Galing. How about Daddy?
How about
Daddy?
Daddy?
How about Daddy? Daddy. Kiss Daddy.
Your hair smells nice,
Why did you kiss me?
so that you'll be good.
Okay, bye-bye na. Are we done? Are we done?
We've only
No.
just begun. We're not done, we've only just begun.
Really?
Yeah.
You have next tomorrow.
No, I might give
We have
tomorrow.
more. We have more.
Well, there's plenty. I told you this will keep
Ano?
perfectly.
You're sweating too much.
Thank you.
Ah,
Hey, Daddy.
What's your drink? You want drink?
that's what chilies are
No.
supposed to
No?
do.
I'm finished drinking that.
Because I could sit here and I wouldn't sweat
Thank
either.
you.
It's actually, it's quite so. It is. These dishes are all quite salty, but again, you can't taste the garlic. There's a good inch cube of ginger. Can't really taste the ginger.
Wash mo doon. Wash mo.
The pepper is really nice if you get a nice juicy piece of pepper. I could have filled this dish with peppers, but unfortunately,
Dandan.
I didn't have enough. Very good,
Let's
Alvin.
go.
Yeah. Mommy, let's go upstairs.
Yeah, I need to work na. Hi guys. See you tomorrow again.
I'll see you when I see you.
Really?
Yeah. You've got garlic breath.
How about your ginger? Wait.
Yeah.
Picture.